Okay, perfect. So again, I just want to thank everybody for getting on tonight. This is our, we used to do these calls every Monday night, and we stopped in January. We just had a ton of travel in January, so we decided to kick them back off again. And I'm really excited. We're going to have different leaders train every week, and it's going to be awesome. We're all just going to work together and utilize everybody's knowledge. So it will be awesome. So my name is Hilari Courtney, for those of you that I have never met before. And I'm just going to share with you a little about who we are. We got started with Isogenics 14 years ago. 14 years ago at the end of this month, which is hard to believe, but it's been a long journey and it's been awesome. And I'm just going to share with you, my topic for the night is consistency, because everyone kind of asks us all the time, like, what's your secret? Like, what's the secret to success? Tell us like the one thing we need to know, that'll help us be successful. And the one thing for me is consistency. And so I'm going to share with you basically kind of like 8 things that we've done consistently over the 14 years that I feel like have really made a difference for Justin and I in our business. And before I get started, one of the things I want to share as far as consistency goes is habits, right? Like the more consistent you are with something, it just becomes second nature to you. You don't even think about, when you get up, you brush your teeth. When you certain things that you do in your schedule every single day are habit to you. And so you don't have to think about them. And I love this quote by Aristotle. It says, excellence is an art won by training and habituation. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. And I think that's why when you're in Isogenics and you're going to do something, if you get nervous or maybe you haven't done it enough times, I always say like confidence comes through experience, because it's like it says here, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. So when I share the comp plan, I don't even think about what I'm saying. It's just memorized, right? I mean, it's just part of who I am. And I think that is the key to so much of this, is that if you consistently do these 8 steps, you're going to grow a huge business. But it's the consistency that develops the habit, so that even when you don't feel like it, because there are going to be some days, I promise you might be brand new to Isogenics. You might be this might be your first call, or you might have been in Isogenics for 14 years with us. I know some of you on here have been in with us a long time. Here's the deal. There are going to be days, no matter who you are, no matter how much money you make, no matter what, you don't want to do the do. But the mundane is where the magic comes from, doing the consistent daily action. So if you thought tonight was going to be like this glamorous call of all these exciting things, it's really consistency that is the key. And like I said on our Facebook post, Justin and I have been with Isogenics 14 years, and every single year, we have grown our business by 6 figures or more every year. The years the company and the economy's had a little lull, we've still grown our business by over 6 figures. And I truly believe it's because we're consistent in these areas. And another thing I want to say to you is, you can do this in the pockets of your day. So if you're listening right now and you have a full-time 60-hour-a-week job, it's okay, you can do it. If you're listening right now and you're a full-time mom with 12 kids, you can do it. It doesn't matter. It's just a decision to do it consistently. And tonight, if I showed you my schedule today, it was insane, between all the kids' activities and then the Zooms that I did for our team and training calls that we did for our team. And literally, I feel like I met myself coming and going out my door like 5 times today. And then we have a friend's daughter here. And so we have 5 kids taking back and forth to sports time. It's just been crazy. But I'm sharing that with you because it's because we are consistent that we're able to do this business. And it's because of that we're able to have the freedom, that we have now. So here's what we did. First of all, I would ask you, and you may not want to show this to me now, but I would ask you to have your calendar out. And I'm an old school girl, so I have a calendar. But I would say that your calendar, if I looked at your calendar, I can tell you whether you're going to be successful at this or not. And you may not, like that or want to hear that, but it's just true, because I can look and see how many appointments, I can see how serious you are. Like, I don't know if you can see, but there's a lot of stuff on the calendar for every day for my business. There's a lot of stuff. This is next month booking out already. And so when someone calls and says, can you do a call tomorrow? The answer is typically no, because I've already booked for tomorrow days before that. because, and that was even when I was new, you guys. When I came into Isogenics, I was ignorance on fire. Like, I didn't know everything, and I still don't know everything, but I just knew I had to work and I had to do the do, because this is network marketing. And so here's the things that we did consistently for 14 years. We still do them. Number one is connecting with people. How are you connecting with people? And what I mean by that is, we live in a really rural community. We live even in a more rural community now. We actually live in the country. And so I have to be very intentional about where I meet people. So yes, if you're just getting started, you will have all your warm market. I encourage you to write down every single person you know, whether that's from church or work or your kids, friends, parents, however, and make a list of at least 100 people. You want to always have people in your funnel, so that when the company has promotions, free enrollment, free shipping, things like last week, you're able just to call back through that funnel of people, and they're not new leads, but you're always meeting new people. And so doing this long, I have to be intentional about where I meet people. So joining new organizations, driving 45 miles to go to the gym, things like that, that's intentional one way. But that's because that's where people are. I'm really excited because all 4 of my kids are playing baseball and softball this summer. So it's crazy, but that's like 80 new moms, right? And so you really have to think about all the different places in your life where you can meet people. And so the reaching out and the connecting with people is number one. So important that you have to make those connections on a daily basis, and you have to decide what the number is for you. Whether that's 4 people a day you're going to connect with, whether that's 2 people a day, but you need to set a number that's realistic for you. Because what I find is they're like, oh, my girlfriend's doing 5 by 5 by 5 people every day. That to me is overwhelming. So, I'm just being honest. So that's not ever how I've done it, but you can do it that way, or you can do 3 by 3 people a day, or you can reach out to 20 people a day. Wherever you are, that's great. And don't compare, because you will never win. You never come up the winner when you compare. So reach outs is number one. Consistently reaching out to people, consistently connecting with people on a daily basis. And here's the deal. I would encourage you to do something every day that moves your business forward. So don't wait. Say you're going to talk to 2 people a day, 5 days a week. Okay, that's 10 people. Don't procrastinate. I'm the biggest procrastinator, but don't procrastinate until Friday and then be overwhelmed because you have to talk to 10 people. Like, just do a little bit every single day that moves your business in the right direction. Okay. The second thing I have on the list is follow up. Kathy Coover has said to me from the beginning, Hilari, the fortune is in the follow up. And I'm sure you guys have heard that in this industry. And it's true. I find when I talk to so many leaders and so many people who are wanting to, move to director, move to executive, that's the biggest hole, is the follow-up. Like, they have a huge list of people they've spoken to, but they don't have like a strategy for follow-up. So you can have an Excel spreadsheet, you can have a notebook. For me, I don't know if you guys can see this. I can move this camera really quick. But like, I have a huge whiteboard that's on my wall. So whatever works for you, do it. But maybe I shouldn't have taken the camera off. Get it back on here. There we go. Okay. So, but do whatever works for you, because that for me is key, is having that whiteboard. It really helps me to stay organized. So pick whatever works, but you have to follow up with people, and you have to do it daily. So if you're reaching out to 2 people a day, maybe you follow up with 2 people a day. And so you have a system where you're consistently reaching out and then following up with people, right? It's key. The third thing that we've done consistently is enroll people. So you guys can see, it's just, there's a system in place. And we really want to help you guys be able to make this duplicatable and simple, because Jimmy Smith has always said to me that the fortune, Kathy said the fortune is the follow-up, and Jimmy's just like, this business is 10% perspiration and 90% duplication. Hilari, you have to have a system. And in December, Justin said to me, I think it's overwhelming. Like, there's so many pages. There's ISA movie and Isogenics business and Isogenics health. I don't even know all the pages. There's so many pages. People are confused. And so what we did, and you can use this if you want. If you don't want to, don't use it. But we have a website. It's justinandhilaricourtney.com. And on there, now you can go there, and it just says step 1, step 2, step 3. So if I enroll Dawn, for example, I can just send Dawn right to that website, And step one shows one of our gals opening the box and saying, here's your products, here's what you're going to be getting. So I send people to that right away so that they're able to get excited about the product. So when it comes, they start right away. They're not waiting, 2 weeks to start. They're opening their box and starting. And I would say to Dawn, I want you to watch step 1 and 2 before your product arrives. And so step 1 is opening the products. Step 2 is you share, they share. So it's showing Dawn right away, and it says how to earn your groceries for free. It's showing Dawn right away how he can eat for free. And so, because before people are even getting their products that we're enrolling, they already know what they're getting, and they know you share, they share. And if they don't, if they want to talk to a friend, they can say, great, enroll their friend, watch this, watch this. The website is Justin and A-N-D, Hilari, and it's Hilari, Courtney.com. And there's lots of great training videos and stuff from these Monday night or Tuesday night Zooms that are on there as well. But that 1, 2, 3 system has really helped us because you want simple duplication. So when I enroll somebody, I send them straight there, watch video 1, watch video 2 before your product arrives. Okay. So step 4, I put is join more things that we've done consistently. And I covered that a tiny bit at the beginning, but you have to be willing to go out and do things. Like I know Carla's on here and she joined, the Lions Club. And so she has met so many people through that. One of our girls just joined the BNI. She's driving 100 miles, you guys, because of the flood, one way to the BNI and back every week. And that's what I did when I joined Isogenics. We lived in Mound City, and I knew that, we didn't have a big population, so I knew I had to go to St. Joe, 45 miles one way. I went to Kansas City to networking groups every week, 100 miles each way. 100 miles down, 100 miles back. You just have to do whatever it takes. And that's up to you. This is an awesome book. I'd recommend you guys getting. It's called High Performance Habits by Brendan Burchard. And it's just awesome. But in there, he talks about, I should have marked the page, but he's talking to a wounded Marine. And the wounded Marine says, my life is useless at this point. He said, well, that's up to you. You have 2 choices to do, feel sorry for yourself and stay where you are, or make a decision to use what's happened and use it for good, for yourself and for other people. And that's what I want to say to you is you have a choice. Right now I've talked to so many of you that are like, oh, I'm in this place where I'm in this corner and I don't know what to do. You have 2 choices. You can sit there and stay there, or you can make a decision to move forward. And that's like when I joined Isogenics. I feel like at that point in my life, my confidence was at my lowest, but I could have just sat there and just said, this is the lot I have. But I didn't. I made a choice to do the things I'm sharing with you. And there is no magic in it. It's just doing the do. So reaching out to people, number 1. Number 2, following up with people. Number 3, consistently enrolling people. You guys, and that's just, again, a step that's going to follow step 1 and 2 in the natural process. But, I see people, the company runs a contest and people enroll 30 people in a month and they don't enroll anybody else for the rest of the year. That's not going to create you long-term residual income. Be consistent. If you're consistently out sharing, you're going to have people in your funnel where, you're enrolling 1 every single week or 2 every single week, or, some of you are master enrollers, you're enrolling 5 people a week. I don't know. But you talk to Patty and Herb Cepeda, they're the top income earners in the company, and Herb says we enroll 5 a month. That's our goal, 5 a month. And we help those 5 become leaders. We take those 5 and we teach them and we nourish them. We just don't enroll 5 people and hope they do something. So Jimmy told me, when you enroll somebody, when you sponsor someone, you take responsibility for them. So think about that. When you're enrolling people, don't just enroll people and hope they stick. Send them to step 1 and 2 and coach them and help them. So number 4, join more things, get involved in more activities. What are things you've wanted to do? Join those things, join a cycling club. Do things that, for me, I did the Grand Canyon the last 2 years, and I'm going to do it again this year because I love it. And so I meet really cool people who are interested in the same things as me, and I've enrolled people from that. So just do things that you're passionate about, and you'll meet cool people there. Number 5, rank advance yourself and your team members. I think this is one of them. They're all important. But this is so important, you guys, because if you're just spending your time enrolling people, you're never going to create the residual you want. You have to have a team of people all moving forward at the same time. And when you create leadership within your organization, then you're able to step back and go travel and do the things you want to do. And it doesn't affect your business. Your business still grows even when you're taking a moment for yourself. And so it's so important to rank advance people. And if you're not clear on the compensation plan and how that all works, you want to get clear. Because if you were telling me, if you guys are on here tonight because you're excited about the business and you're excited about having some time and financial freedom, that's awesome. And if you're not, that's awesome too. But what I want you to understand is when I joined Isagenix, if they wouldn't have been able to tell me about the compensation plan, I would have not stayed here. I was one of the, small percentage, 10% that comes in for the opportunity. And yes, I love the products, but I was looking for an opportunity for our family financially. So if you're talking to people like me, and you all want people like me who are looking for an opportunity, they're the ones that are going to come in and work their tails off and share with a million people. Here's the deal. You have to be able to tell them how they're going to make money. Because if I said to you, Kelly, tell me how I'm going to earn income, and you're like, well, I'm not really sure, that's not going to fly. So on step 3 on our website, it's the compensation plan. And I would watch that over and over and over and over and over until you understand it. Because here's the deal. I mean, you just have to know it. And my little 10-year-old, we had a lady here. Sorry, my phone's ringing in my office. We have a lady that was at my house a couple weeks ago, and I was explaining the compensation plan to her, and she was asking some questions, and my 10-year-old walked in, and my 10-year-old's like, oh, it's really easy. You just get 2 people, and they each have to get 2 people, and then this, and she just started explaining the compensation plan, and the lady just kind of looks at me, and I'm like, she's heard it her whole life a million times. But what I'm saying to you is, people will say to me, you're a numbers girl, your degrees are in finance, that's why you're good at the compensation. That's an excuse, you guys. My 10-year-old doesn't have a degree in finance. She's just heard it so many times, she has it memorized. And so I'm saying to you, do the work it takes to get good. I mean, when I was new at this, like I told you at the beginning, I was ignorance on fire. I was not good at this. But I needed this opportunity to work for my family. I had prayed for an opportunity. I knew God would provide for us. And when this came to us, I was like, I am going to meet this at 150%. I'm going to expect to succeed. And that's not on my list, but I want to tell you that your mindset is 99% of this. Like, you have to expect to succeed. You have to know you are worth it. You have to know that not just 5 people are going to do great at Isagenix, that every one of you can do great, but it's a choice. You have to believe that yourself. Because when I talk to people about limiting beliefs, they believe in the company, they believe in the comp plan, people believe in the industry, the Cougars, but they don't believe in themselves. And if that's you, you have to work on your mindset. You have to feed yourself, the right audios, the right, whatever it is for you, that's going to get your mindset to the right place. So rank advancing yourself and rank advancing others is thing number 5 that you got to get consistent at. Okay. So if you're not tracking leader in action, I would beg you to print that down. I know some of our leaders are on here. They're 4 stars in their business. And we did a call a couple weeks ago about leader in action, and they had never tracked it before. And they are tracking it now. I had never tracked it before the end of last year, and I started tracking it. And it's just been so awesome as accountability for myself. I'm not comparing my business to anybody else's. I'm comparing my business to my own business the month before. And I'm saying, leader in action, you track your personal enrollments, your personally enrolled rank advancements, and that in turn will create cycle growth, and you're tracking what level you are, manager, director, executive. So I would ask you to please print that down. And if you don't understand how it works, we can do one of these Tuesday night calls on leader in action, or just text me or Facebook Messenger me and I'll help you, because I want you guys to understand that. Because if you're enrolling people but not rank advancing, not teaching people the comp plan, you're going to get stuck. And we had a lady on our team who had over 50 enrollments, and she was stuck. She was not making what she wanted. And we looked at her reports, and only one of the 50 was a consultant. And she just wasn't teaching people. And people aren't naturally going to become consultants, you guys. You have to lock arms with your enrollments and help them get to consultant and help them get to manager. And as you do that, that'll rank advance you. And I love this saying by Zig Ziglar, if you help enough people get what they want, you're going to get what you want. And it's so true. Like, I don't even track, and people are like, whatever, I don't believe that. I don't care if you believe it because it's true. But Justin could tell you, I do not track our cycles, except for Leader in Action. Every Monday I get on and I write down what our cycles were on Sunday night. If you ask me right now what my cycles were today is what day of the week? Wednesday, Tuesday. Tuesday, I don't know. But if you ask me what the key people that I'm working with right now, the 4 key people, what their cycles are today, I can tell you exactly what they are. Because here's what I know. And this is what we've done the whole time. We've always chosen 3 or 4 people and helped rank advance them and build them. And then as they hit executive, we pushed them out of the nest and we took a new 3 to 4 people. And we did that with the next group. I know what their cycles are. So I know if their cycles are X, Y, and Z, what it's doing to my cycles. You know, I hear people say, well, I'm only cycling this, and I'll ask them, what are your key people cycling? And they have no clue. And if you're listening and you're like, I only have 1 enrollment, what's she talking about? Okay, well, that's okay, but still help that one person. Everybody starts, I started with 1 person, you know, and you just continue to love on and build belief in people, and they'll grow. But just support your team. And that is step number 6 that I've written down, is support your people. Whether it's 1 person or whether it's 1,000 people, what are you doing daily to support your team? So whether that is letting them know about this Tuesday night Zoom, whether that is, you know, doing a Super Saturday. We did our first Super Saturday in St. Joe almost 13 years ago, probably. Yeah, somewhere around there, but there were only 12 of us. And we called it a Super Saturday, and we got all excited about it. And Lenny Evans flew in. There were 12 people there. He probably thought, what is this? But it's been worth it for him now. So, you know, the thing is, you have to start somewhere, and you have to provide support for your people. And if you have 1 enrollment, you guys, you're a leader to the 1 person. So what are you doing to support that person? Are you helping them with 3-way calls? You know, are you saying to them, I'll come to your home and do an in-home presentation for you? You know, let's do a Zoom. Like, what are you doing to support your team? So I would write number 6 and put a question mark behind it. And when we're done with the Zoom night, you know, write down some things that you do on a consistent basis to support your people. You know, whether that's running a promotion, it's taking them out to lunch, whatever it may be. I mean, a lot of people say to me, I don't earn what you earn, so I don't run the promotions you run. Here's the deal. So when we started Isogenics, we were broke and we had no bonuses. We earned 6%. There was no rank advancement, no PIB, no pool, none of that. And so what we did was we set aside a portion of it for our team, for promotions. And then when the company in 2009 added the PIBs, every PIB we've ever earned goes in a completely separate account, and we take the PIB and that goes back to our team in bonuses. Like I would say, okay, Brandy, you enroll someone this week, and they start with, you know, a value pack, we'll do this bonus. They start with a 30-day, we'll do this bonus for our personally enrolled. Or if Brandy's my personally enrolled and she rank advanced to consultant, I match her $100. When the company, you know, gives me $100 for her hitting consultant, she gets 50 for hitting consultant, and I give her my 100. We don't rely on our bonuses, and we just have always built our business that way. You don't have to do that. But I want you to think about your new people as you're enrolling them. If they knew when they hit consultant, they were going to get 150 instead of 50, would they get excited? Yeah, and it's not costing you anything because you're just taking your bonus and reinvesting it. You're supporting your team, or mail them a book, or just do something. I think number 6 is totally overlooked by lots of people, and it's important. So number 7, I put attend events. We have consistently attended events, and that has grown our business tremendously, you guys. I mean, for every butt you have in a seat at New Year's kickoff and celebration, you can expect, you know, growth. The company says $1,000 per person you have in the chair of growth over the next year. We see way more than that as far as our growth is concerned. Events are amazing because, and there's one coming up in Vegas. There's one coming up on the East Coast. You know, don't wait till celebration. I just did a call today with Robin, and she had a guy that's excited, and she's like, okay, let's try to get him to ICU in Vegas, which is in like 10 days. But go to the events, take your people. If there's not events locally, do them. Like I know Del Rey does so many events, Heather Godfrey does events, like so many of you do events for your team, and there weren't events there, you started them. And so that's why your teams have the growth that they're having. If you don't have events locally, just start them. Even if you do something a couple times a month, that creates a safe place where as your team is enrolling people, they will bring those people as like if I'm doing an event twice a month, and I'm Tiffany, for example, I'm doing that event twice a month, I can tell my team every other Tuesday at this time, we're going to be having an opportunity presentation. Bring your guests. So when I enroll new people, or when I go out and I'm new, I can bring people to that, and I'm not nervous because I know Tiffany's going to do the work that night, but I'm going to get the credit. So we've always done weekly stuff. It's just made our business grow consistently. So attend events, corporate events, and do your own. And if you're not registered for Celebration, get registered. I mean, you have to show up. Like I remember our first year, I've been in 6 weeks and we were broke, you guys. I mean, broke and not poor. That's a mentality. Broke was just a moment in time. Differentiate when you talk to people. And so at that moment, 6 weeks later was Celebration. And I remember saying to Lenny, like, wait, I can't afford to go. Like, I can't go to that event. And he got Kathy Coover on the phone with me. And I was brand new. I didn't even know her. And she said, well, that's fine, but that's where our leaders will be. And I was like, check, okay. So like Kathy has a way of saying what she means to say. And just, so I went to the event, you guys, and I remember sitting there thinking I could do what these people are doing. Like I remember seeing Susan Sly, and she had 2 little kids at the time. I remember thinking, if she can do it, I can do it. Like, why can't I? All these people are doing it. It's not a few people. It's the people who choose to do the work. And so I came home from there on fire and, you know, never looked back. And I would encourage you to go to the events. Like if you're worried about money, enroll people and rank advance people and take the money and invest back into your business. Okay. I wrote down, everybody wants the opportunity, but not everyone wants to work for it. And I think that's true. Everybody wants to be at top achievers, but people don't want to do the daily mundane tasks that get you to top achievers. I mean, my hair looks like this because it has not been brushed today, because that's how busy my day has been between calls and Zooms with our team and taking my kids places. I'm just being straight with you. But I want you to get it. Like that, do you do what it takes to grow that kind of business? And then number 8 is consistently measure myself against what I've previously done. And I say that to you because the number one deterrent I see in this business and in life in general is comparison. And people are like, well, I was in longer than her. She got there faster than me. You know, I did this and what? I mean, just stop doing that. Like you compare against yourself. Are you better than you were a week ago? Are you better than you were a month ago? And that's why the Leader in Action form has become such a key part of what we're doing, because it's an easy way to track. Before that, I was having to go into reports and every month, you know, check a bunch of our metrics and see where we were and what we were doing now. And now with the Leader in Action, I can just print that. I have it printed over here. I have it on my calendar, on my bookshelf. And I printed 6 months of it. And I wrote January through June and filled that out. And we're just consistently, then I track, okay, here's what we did in March. What did we do in February? And it's just a great measurement. But that for us has made a huge difference, just consistently tracking what our own activity was, not what the neighbor's activity or what your enrollment's activity or your, you know, it's your business. And, you know, I'll kind of leave it at that, is because we're right at 8:30, we're going to keep these at 30 minutes every week. But, you know, in this business, if you're not where you want to be, you cannot blame your upline and you cannot blame your downline and you cannot blame your husband or your wife or whoever you want to blame. You have to take responsibility for where you are and decide, no, I'm going to do what it takes. And in the fall, I told Justin that I said, I'm going to do more personal work. And so I'm like, I'm going to earn, or last summer, I guess, because I said I'm going to earn us the trip to Disney. So we did that. And then when the Cougars did their 15 enrollment challenge, I said, we're going to do that. We did that. And then now for Grand Cayman, like, you know, we're tracking in the top 40. And it is consistently daily. I mean, you guys, after being in the business this long, finding new people to talk to I go into all my friends on Facebook that are not in Isogenics, and when they post anything, I add all their friends as new friends of mine. And so every day I'm adding like 5 to 10 new people that I don't know, but they're friends of a friend of mine, to my list on Facebook, because I have to find new people. So it's being creative and it's doing the work on a consistent daily basis that will get you where you want to be. So I hope that helped you. I know it's a lot of information, but reach out. 2 is follow up, 3 is enroll, 4 is join more activities, 5 is rank advance yourself and others, 6 is support your people, 7 is attend events, and 8 is measure yourself only against your own, what you've done previously. So I am gonna, if you guys have any questions, if they pertain to this and they're not just specific to you but to the whole group, I'm going to let you go ahead and ask your questions. I'm going to stop the recording. We are going to post these recordings every Tuesday. We're going to do the call. And then on Wednesdays, they will be posted on that website, justinandhilarycourtney.com. And you can go out there under the training tab. And so these will be posted for your team if any of them missed it as well. So let me stop the recording.